Hi there, I'm Molly,
And I'm Jamie. We're the owners of Hired Hand Software.
and this is Season 6 of our From the Pasture podcast. For more than 15 years, we've been helping breeders promote their pedigree livestock with our easy-to-use, animal management-driven website software.
Each week, we bring you stories from the pasture, breeding philosophies, ranch traditions, cattle knowledge, and conversation with folks using Hired Hand to power their livestock marketing.
So settle in for today's episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand. Welcome to this episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand. Today we're visiting the beautiful pastures of Broken Oak Ranch in Weatherford, Texas, a place where registered Texas Longhorns graze right alongside high-level barrel horses and future performance prospects. I'm your host, Molly Clubb, and I'm excited to take you on another journey into the world of livestock heritage and the breeders who care for them with today's guests, Brittany Fellows and Kale Pierce. From raising in utero foals to building a young longhorn herd together and doing it all from a tiny community of fewer than 75 people, Brittany and Kale have created a ranch that blends two entirely different backgrounds into one shared vision. Whether you come from the horse world, the longhorn world, or somewhere in between, this episode has something for you. Thank you both again for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Why don't we start a little bit with kind of your origin story, for lack of a better term. So you both came from very different livestock backgrounds. Kale, you were helping with commercial cows in Oklahoma, and Brittany, you were coming from a high-level barrel racing and breeding program. How did those two worlds collide and become Broken Oak Ranch?
I don't know. We kind of did it on a whim originally, and we were in Colorado, and we saw the Metcalf dispersal sale going on in Amarillo, and I was hurt at the time, so I wasn't really running barrels, and we made the drive, and we bought three.
Yeah, we
bought three Longhorns and did not know what we were doing. So we just we were winging it at the beginning.
So when you kind of started dreaming about building your ranch together, did you originally imagine a place where horses and longhorns could coexist, or did that kind of evolve naturally?
It kind of happened naturally because, I have so many horses, and we kind of had to make them coincide and work together, and it was pretty natural on that part.
So we'll talk a little bit more about those three longhorns you bought to start with here in a little bit, but go ahead first and tell us just what is the meaning behind Broken Oak Ranch and how do both breeds fit into that picture?
Oh, man, I don't know. Like, we came about Broken Oak because we're trying to buy a piece of land off a broken road, just down the road from us, actually. We're hoping that comes into play pretty soon, actually. But man, I don't know. Like, we just love everything about it between the horses and the longhorns. It all kind of works together. You spend a lot of time with them. You feed them, you take care of them, you take them to the repro vets. It's all so similar, and we just love it. I don't know. It's
fun
just,
adventure.
It's really fun. We enjoy it. And we want to see it grow, and we want it to be better. I think everybody does. So we're trying.
Learning and trying and hoping for the best on both aspects of the horse side and the longhorn side. Just, it's fun learning these pedigrees and maternal lines and sires and everything, and just seeing how much of the longhorns play part just like horses, how important it is, and like she said, how similar it is and everything.
Especially probably with the traits that you are looking for each breed, like they're very trait specific, right? I'm assuming it's either for speed or performance or, horn, total body, those types of things.
Yeah. And honestly, it's kind of neat because conformation plays a big role in both. And it's kind of similar actually on what you're looking for between like a good performance horse and a producing cow. It's pretty similar.
So just for my curiosity, we have a lot of breeders that always talk about the feet and how important the feet are. Is that the same for both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't, the horse starts at the foot. You need a good foot to carry a good one. It starts there.
Well, recently you all rebranded. You formerly were KB Cattle Company, for our listeners who might still recognize you by that. And as we just mentioned, you recently took on the name Broken Oak. Aside from the location that you're trying to secure, did anything else spark that change, or how did you know it was the right time for a rebrand?
Honestly, we wanted to focus more of a family affair ranch and not just strictly the cattle. So her horse side of stuff is like, let's be just Broken Oak Ranch. We have a bunch of oak trees out on our property now, which works perfect. And we just wanted to kind of shift from just being a cattle company to, okay, let's offer everything we have to offer, from horses to the cows.
Yeah, we needed to combine it somehow. And that's kind of how it started to come about.
And then we have a gentleman helping us throughout all this revamp and all that. That kind of helped put a little bit of fuel to the fire and kind of helped play a part in a big part of it.
Well, I notice your brand on the hat you're wearing. For our listeners who are watching with video, is that the brand for both the cattle and horses now?
It is. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I like it. Tell me a little bit about how you came up with it.
That's you.
It kind of looks like a broken oak tree.
Yep.
And we actually have a cool logo too that does look like the broken oak tree. It's a little more detailed, but that's kind of how that came about. It's just the branches coming off. So it's kind of cool.
I like it. I like how simple it is, but it still gets that message across.
Yeah, we kind of learned the hard way. We put the KB brand on a heifer, and it didn't show up very good because it was a little too intricate, I guess. So
it's hard when you're developing brands. It's hard to think in terms of negative space and how you can't connect too many portions of it, or the hide will fall off and all of that.
We learned.
Yeah, because the KB is a diamond with the KB in it, and
the KB didn't really show up.
We didn't let air to come through for all that blood circulate, and she's got a cool diamond on her.
Yeah. You'll just have to get her a fancy ear tag with the new brand or something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, a lot of folks, I think, are intimidated by rebrands. They can be a lot of work, right? So new website, new logo, new brand. You have to get your message out there about why you're rebranding and kind of your new mission statement and all of that. Are you all exhausted from that? Do you feel like you're still in the middle of it? Tell me a little bit about that.
We're definitely still in the middle of it. We have a lot going on, and a lot still coming.
Yeah, our biggest thing is we've publicly wanted to be noticed as Broken Oak, but we've been so secretive on some of the stuff we're buying, and that's not here yet. So it's like, no, don't say it yet, but let them know who Broken Oak is at the same time.
Yeah, we had to have some wow factor a little bit to get the point across at the beginning. But I think behind the scenes, we still have a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on. So
from horses even to the Longhorns, I mean, both sides, just the growing aspect of it through this rebrand it's been a stressful journey, but it's been a fun journey, and it's going to be awesome to watch it all play out finally for us, and hopefully show, like you were saying, other breeders and stuff, if it's time for a rebrand or to start your herd over,
you can do it.
You can do it. Take that step. It's the scariest step you're going to take.
It's been fun, though.
It's worth it.
Good. Well, I can say, as one of your followers on the Longhorn side, you definitely made a splash with some of your announcements of the genetics you were procuring and all of that the week you kind of launched your new logo and made those announcements. I think you handled it really well. So kudos to you both.
Thank you. It was hard to keep it a secret.
Let's talk a little bit more about genetics in terms of the rebrand. So when you were going into this, you all already had a great foundation herd. But I feel like with those big announcements came some pretty big names, maybe some different types of bloodlines than what you'd previously been bringing in. So just tell me a little bit about how, those things tied together and how long you had been planning those acquisitions and that you knew those were the bloodlines you wanted.
Well, we sold all of our original herd besides 3. And that's a bull eliminator check that we got from J. Barrell. He is currently leased out to Claybrook Farms in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. He was one of the originals we bought from
He was
the
the first one.
Metcalf sale.
He wasn't for sale.
Yeah, he wasn't for sale.
I like that I could scratch his head, so they let me buy.
And then we have a drag iron daughter from the original herd that we bought from Dreamwood Farms. And one of our first, we had a drag iron daughter out of XC Heidi cow. We were on top of the world back then. Love her to pieces. And then we have a red iron daughter that we bought from the Metcalf sale. And those are the only 3 we have left from our original herd.
And we're using those 2 as recips now. And we kind of took a deep dive on the Cowboy Tough checks. We went down to Bentwood. We didn't know what our plan was when we went down there. We bought 2 heifers and we were picking them up, and then we got to looking at cows there, and we fell in love. I mean, everything they had, it was just jaw dropping. We were so impressed. We've been to several places, and that place has stuck out to us so much. And Richard and Jeannie and Justin and Ryan, they were all phenomenal to work with, and seeing what they have is just impressive. I mean, it was the most jaw-dropping experience I've ever had with the Longhorns so far.
And then just being able to slow down and sit. We sat with Richard for an hour and a half just underneath his working pins right there, just cussing and discussing everything, the herd, the love for it, why this works for them, and why they keep doing this for so long. I mean, you think of Bentwood, you think Cowboy Tough checks, and we look what he produces. You know, I got asked the other day, like, oh, so y'all like Cowboy Tough checks? It's hard not to like that bull. He's done so many great things, but through our revamp and our learning, we've also learned that the maternal line has become very, very important.
Almost more important, honestly.
And that's a bunch of our girls. If you look at their maternal lines,
it's strong.
It's very strong. And that's what's going to carry great heifers and cows one day.
So did you have to do any similar revamping on the horse side, or was that just more of a rebrand and not a revamp with genetics?
You kind of clicked over to Goodbye Lane pretty hard.
Yeah, there's a little bit going on my horse side. I mean, I've always had pretty decent horses, but I've kind of started going towards another breeding pedigree that I like. And I now have 4. I started with 1, and now I have 4 by a stud called the Goodbye Lane, and he's one of the top producing sires in our industry right now. And I fell in love with the one I had, and I needed more.
So what makes his genetics kind of stand out in the industry?
For the Goodbye Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
They are fast. They're fast. They're trainable. They have good temperaments. Their conformations are typically hard to beat. They are just made to do the job. I mean, they are just impressive horses.
Lots of character too.
Yeah, they do have a lot of character.
Each one that we have is
unique.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Well, you all live outside of Witt, which, as I understand it, has a population of around or under 75. What made this the right area for you all to decide to build your ranch?
Well, we had 17 acres in Stephenville, and we realized
it was not enough.
And this was before the revamp even. This was original herd and everything, and we were like, holy cow. Because I think at one point we had 15, 16 cows in our original herd. And 17 acres goes pretty quick with 14 horses and 16 cows. And this place wasn't even on the market yet, and we were told about it. We're like, yeah, we'll look at it. And
we fell in love.
That day it has to happen. And we need to be here.
And we came from Stephenville, which is an hour down the road, and I was honestly tired of the hustle and bustle of a college town, and I was ready to go to somewhere smaller and less chaotic. And at least here, we kind of get the best of both worlds. We've got Mineral Wells 15 minutes down the road and Weatherford 30 minutes down the road. So if I need to go to the chaos in a town, I can.
Now, I feel like, now don't take judgment with this, but I feel like that's maybe not the norm. You both are very young. to be at the position I think you're at with it being fortunate enough to establish your herd and have some of the genetics you want. So I feel like wanting to get out of the hustle and bustle is kind of the opposite of maybe a couple your age, you know what I mean? So that's very refreshing.
Yeah, most of our friends are not the same.
We gave up the party days and, like you said, the hustle bustle days. And we have an 8-year-old son, going to be 9 this year. So it's like, okay, let's, more of a farm life now, ranch life. He loves the Longhorns. He's not sold on the horses. Hasn't really been a horse kid, but his chickens, his dogs, and the Longhorns. And now we have the place where we have all the above.
Yeah.
So
that is his bread and butter.
Awesome. What parts of the property setup, whether it be like fencing, waters, shelters, were chosen specifically because you needed them to work for both horses and cattle?
So honestly, this place is set up really cool. All of our pastures, we have separate pastures. How many is there? 8?
8 or 9.
There's 8 or 9 separate pastures on the property, and they all connect. And then everything on one side of the property is connected to the alley where you can push everything up to the chutes and you can push them up to the loading dock. Like everything is just connected and it flows. And all the pastures either have, they all have automatic waters and they all have lean-tos. And then
4 of them have ponds?
Yeah, 4 or 5 of them have ponds. It's just set up really nice. And there's trees everywhere. And I mean, they have it made.
Nice.
Where the house is located, because her arena is up top. We kind of go uphill to where, her horses are at, but where the house is located, you can see every single pen and every single pasture as well as up top, up on the hill and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's big, but you can see everything.
Yeah. Nice. Well, when we were preparing for today's podcast, one of the things you all mentioned was that you do have some predators in the area. Is there any differences between kind of needing to protect your horses versus protecting the cattle?
We had a little scare. When was that?
2 months ago.
2 or 3 months ago. We actually had what the vet believes was a mountain lion get a hold of one of our horses.
Wow.
She's okay.
She's okay. Yeah, she's alive. Just some battle wounds. But as the aspect of protecting the horses and the cows, we take it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're our children.
Mm-hmm.
You're only gonna protect what's yours, and you're gonna whatever needs done is gonna get done.
And we have no climb all around the perimeter. I mean, it's pretty hard to get in here for the most part,
Unless you're jumping the fence.
And we do have some German Shepherds. We have a Belgian Malinois. I mean, we have our dogs, and the one German Shepherd, he walks the whole property several times a day. And I think that kind of helps. And then we're always kind of walking places and checking to see if anything's going on. We've got trail cameras and all the things.
Our kiddo and I are big into shooting guns, so we're always looking for something to hunt anyways, so it helps.
Did you ever see the mountain lion?
We've seen footprints, paw prints, I should say, of it, but
and they've had sightings of it in the town.
Yeah.
People have been seeing it, but nobody's been able to
get a shot on it. To be honest.
Nobody's been able to get it. So we've had trappers out here, and the fire department's been trying to get it handled.
Game warden, I spoke to him, and he said that they've known about it, but same thing. He's a smart cat. They think he was 6 to 8 years old. So he's been around a while. So just a smart animal.
Yeah.
Well, let's dig in a little bit more to your breeding philosophy across the two species. So horse breeders, as I understand it in my research, they talk a lot about feel and timing and kind of reading an animal. Longhorn breeders seem to look at conformation, horn, maternal lines, like you mentioned. How do you manage the two mindsets? I know you talked a little bit about how there's a lot of similarities, but I assume there's maybe also some differences. So do you each kind of oversee the area, or do you come together and make decisions and talk through things? Tell me a little bit about that.
We definitely come together on a lot of things. I mean, he brings ideas to me, I bring ideas to him, and we try to settle on it.
On the
But
cow side.
on the cow side. The horse side
That's
is
all her.
all me. But they are pretty similar. I mean, same with the horses, you want a strong maternal line, cross on a great stud. And as far as what we're looking for, I mean, when they're babies, you're looking for confirmation in how they're bred, essentially. And you want something that's got a good temperament and what seems to be trainable. I mean, you can't really see how they feel and all that until they're further along in their training. And you kind of know at that point, this is going to work or this is not going to work. And usually by the time they're 3 or 4 years old, you kind of know what you got. And whether they hold it together or not, once you start futuritating them, that's a different ballgame. You hope they hold together, but sometimes they don't.
Do you feel like it's harder to be patient with one than the other? Like Longhorns, I feel like it's hard for folks to be patient because you're planning your genetics in advance and a calf finally hits the ground, but you don't know. Is it similar for your horse program?
Kind of. Like it's definitely a patience game when they're babies and letting them grow up and enjoying the process on that, because it is a long process, sending them to colt starters and trainers and people that kind of help bring it all together before you get them. And for the Longhorns, I'm not very patient. So sitting there watching them grow up is kind of hard for me. But it's very similar. I mean, you got to be patient on both of them and kind of let it play out and see what happens and give them time, because every animal is different. Some of them mature faster than others. Some of them you can see what they're going to be and their potential sooner than others. I mean, it's just every animal is an individual and they're all going to take however much time they need, and you just got to be patient.
And what we learn, if it's born red, it isn't going to stay red.
Yeah, we did learn that one.
So I want to kind of go back to the first 3 you purchased at the Metcalf dispersal. So you mentioned that you didn't know a whole lot about like genetics and that type of stuff. I'm talking about the Longhorns now. Sorry. Tell me a little bit, Kale, about the learning curve with, how you kind of taught yourself genetics between those purchases and then where you're at today. And then we'll talk about the horses a little bit too.
So when we got into it, I still do it to this day and it drives her crazy. I'm a big sire guy. I love studying bulls. And shoot, I would, like I say, even to this day, I'll just stay up and just looking at bulls, going through pedigrees, looking at bulls. Well, the Metcalf sale, we kind of high bidded online before we even went there. So we knew we were getting a cow anyways. And when we got there, Roxanne, who's the red iron daughter, and her pedigree is like, I think she has 6 80-inch cows. We're new breeders, like, shoot, yeah, 6 80-inch cows. We're, the next best thing. Y'all start calling us. Well, a year later, we learned that an 80-inch cow is pretty average nowadays. But it's just the learning curve. It honestly, like, we knew what we liked and we were wrong, basically. Like, that's part of this. And that's why it's such a fun journey for even other breeders. Like, buy what you like at first if you want to. That's nothing is wrong with that. Fall in love with these animals. But once you start playing a bigger role and studying and wanting to be more involved in these futurities and stuff like that. Okay, well, if you look, the past 6 class winners, look at their sire. Look who it is now. Nothing that we have. So we kind of just tanked a little hard and did more studying, reached out to more breeders. Justin Rombeck has helped us tremendously. I mean, he's the one that has Broken Oak where it's at right now. Like, big thank you to him. And listening just to the knowledge he has and then slowing down, because we were very gun happy. Oh, wow, she's pretty. Here's our money. Oh, he's pretty. Here's our money. Versus, no, slow down and look. Here's why it won't work. Here's why she's going to max out at 55 inches at 6 years old. Oh, okay, you're right. And just the study. I mean, that's the biggest thing you could do is just study these, slow down, and do your research. And don't just look at the sire and the dam. Go to granddam, grandsire, great grandparents, and stuff like that. Like, it's generational. And to go back that far, you learn so much more. Mm-hmm. And that's where we messed up. We were just, oh, cool. So-and-so's dad is this. Cool, we want it. Well, now we have a recip cow.
Yeah, her 60-inch 4-year-old.
Yeah. But we love her to pieces, and she'll never, ever leave this property because she was the one that started the KB in Broken Oak now. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, just do your homework and be patient. And
we did no homework before going to that sale.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the biggest thing we learned is don't have a high horse. Don't have that chip on your shoulder. We don't know what we're doing, and we're over 2 years in now, and we're not scared to ask help from anyone.
Mm-mm.
And whenever we were doing this revamp, we kind of slid under the radar and went to 6, 7 different ranches, just looking at different breedings and stuff like that. And that's what I think is one of the most important things is seeing, okay, this works at this ranch, and oh wow, I like this. Go to as many ranches as you can, talk to them, listen to them, and look at what they're producing.
Well, and I'm going to argue with something you said just a little bit. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with buying what you like. I think it's you have to know your end goal, right? So if you like a cow, you fall in love with her in the ring for some reason or another, take her home, but know that she might serve your daily happiness and not your number of trophies, right?
No, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, that cow we have, she's got her face tattooed on her. That's how important she is. And nothing wrong with that at all. She calls them her emotional support cows. Like that bull eliminator checks. We have them for sale, but it's not one that I push because that's my dude. He's not the biggest bull, but the emotional support, he's our first bull. Like I said, we loved him. We liked him. And there's nothing wrong with keeping what you like and owning what you like. Nothing wrong with that. I will never say that's wrong because you like what you like and you're going to get what you like.
At the end of the day, it's your program. And if you want something on the ranch, it can be there, right?
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, even as the end goal, I would love to lie and say, oh, we know what our end goal is. Every day is a new day for us.
It changes.
And we look at so many different cows and ranches and stuff, even on a hired hand and all that, just going through, and it's like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. And just that's what's fun about Longhorns. So many aspects can come into your foundation and program that you in a million years never would have thought of worked, and now you just love it, and it just opened a whole new door for you and got you where you wanted to be.
Let's talk about the horse aspect now. So Brittany, I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming you grew up you grew up barrel racing and all of that, right?
Yeah, I got into it when I was like 8 or 9 years old.
So you probably didn't have that learning curve then from going from commercial cattle to the Longhorns. But tell me a little bit about just growing up with it, how you learned, if there was any hard lessons or, that sort of stuff with figuring out genetics and what worked for your riding style and all of that.
Yeah, I've changed a lot since I was younger. We didn't know much when I got into the horses. When I was a kid, I watched the National Finals Rodeo on TV, and I told my folks, I want to do that. And it stuck pretty hard. And when we first got into it, they traded some panels for a pony, like probably 14 hands. And the first time I got on it, it bucked me off and I broke my wrist. And I don't think, I had to deal with that little sucker for a while, but, and then we just kept getting better and better. I mean, we didn't really look at the genetics a whole lot when I was younger, but as I got older, probably 16, 17 years old, I started kind of getting more into that and learning a lot more. And it's just evolved a lot. I look at so many horses every day. It is my passion. I mean, I'm always looking for ways to get a better one on the ground. I mean, that is what I want to keep doing. And it's a lot of work, and you got to find a strong maternal line, just like the cows. I mean, that is probably more important than the stud that we're picking. I mean, you need it to complement the mare, but you have to have a very strong maternal line. So I've learned a lot over the years, and
Still learning.
And you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't. I mean, even with comparing it to the Longhorns, I mean, there's going to be an outstanding mama cow, and the bull is going to be outstanding too, but they might not mesh. I mean, that's just part of it, and you kind of got to do a learning curve with that, and it's no different with horses. I mean, there's going to be learning curves, even if you breed the greatest cow to the greatest, or the greatest horse to the greatest stud. I mean, it's just, you just never know until they get here.
So growing up in Longhorns, I've seen so much change from when I was little. I started about the same age as you with cattle, to now, like not just in tip to tip, but also just like so many other changes, right?
Mhm.
Are horse genetics similar? Like, are they just completely different from where they were, when you were younger? And if so, in what regard? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I feel like people were okay with like the cow horse run cross. And it just wasn't, I don't even know, as people weren't as heavy into like the statistics of what worked back then. And it's just been evolving. I mean, horses back then weren't near the caliber they are now. And it's just constantly looking for ways to get better and better. And man, it's just crazy how much has changed, because literally almost every horse I was on prior to me being 20 had cow in it, cow horse bloodlines in it. And now you don't even see them in most of these top horses. I mean, there's some that still people like it. I mean, it did work and it still does, but it's not near as prominent as it used to be. I mean, people have kind of stepped away from that, and it's run on bottom, run on top. I mean, these horses they're running and gunning. I mean, they are bred to do it.
I think you bring up a great point. I don't remember the exact word you used, but it was stats or analytics or data that can kind of back all of the
Mhm.
breeding decisions now. And I think that's huge, especially in the past, 10 years or so, with the advancements in technology that can supply the data and AI and all of that. It's I wonder where it will take us in the future, right? You think of how long things kind of took to change in your youth, with
Mhm.
the horses. I have a feeling that maybe, in 5 years we'll make up what we haven't made up in the past, 15, 20 in all breeds, not just horses and cattle.
Yeah, statistically, like they matter. I mean, statistics are a big deal, and there's actually a girl in our industry. You can reach out to her and pay her for her services, but she will tell you what the magic crosses are and what has worked on what crosses and what studs and these maternal lines, and the percentage of what horses are 1D horses, which are like the top horses, and how it has worked across the board, and shows you all the statistics. I mean, it is a pretty cool deal.
Awesome. Well, what haven't we covered about kind of breeding philosophies and genetics when it comes to either similarities or vast differences between the two?
The repro sides, cows are cheaper.
A repro is much cheaper on the cow side of things, significantly, actually. It kind of
So
was
tell us
very,
why.
so to get, man, my repro bill at Paragon has been pennies to the dollar compared to my horses. I mean, I spend tens of thousands of dollars to get one horse on the ground, and I'm at like $3,000 at Paragon for one, which one cow, and I've gotten a lot of embryos and done a lot of embryo work, and I mean, it's significantly cheaper by more than half. Um, it's was kind of eye opening, actually.
Vet bills are cheaper.
Yeah, and vet bills are much cheaper for cows.
Because of issues that arise or for
Yeah,
regular
so
visits?
with the horses, like we have to do a lot of routine maintenance, and they get injections in their joints and every few months, and um, they require a lot. They're on a ton of supplements. They have a lot of gut health related issues that have to be addressed 24/7, and that adds up. I mean, it's just a constant, how do we make these horses feel good, feel better, not hurting, not achy? I mean, it's just, I go to the vet a lot. a lot with my horses. I mean, sometimes a couple times a week, usually probably 5 or 6 times a month or so with the horses.
We've got one that I think has stayed at the vet more this year and last year than it has at our ranch.
Yeah, she has. But it's fine.
Yeah.
We just own part of the wing now at the vet clinic. But yeah, there's a lot more to keeping one horse going versus
you take
taking care of
6 calves to the vet and it's $200 to get vaccinated.
Yeah, there's just a lot more pieces to the puzzle with the horses. It's not just pull them out and go run them.
Horses have a greater return on investment though as well.
Yeah, as of right now, yes. But I think once we get the ball rolling on the Longhorns, I think it'll be comparable. But I mean, the horses, I mean, you can, similar with some of these calves and stuff, you can sell them for $50,000 on up when they hit the ground. I mean, it just depends on what you're doing and what you're producing. I mean, they can go from 50 to 100,000 as soon as they touch the ground. And then you've got some horses that are selling for $500,000 that have made the NFR. I mean, they're all unique. I mean, it just depends on the caliber of horse you're working with. Just like with cows, it just depends on the caliber of cow you're working with.
And how badly you want it.
Yeah, and how badly you want it.
How important do you think in both of those examples you just gave are like the marketing and the brand development and everything of the program behind those animals?
Very, very important. I mean, you can't, without having like a good name and something where people agree with like your morale and everything that you're doing. I mean, you got to be a good person on either side of the spectrum in order for people to want to come to you in general. I mean, it doesn't matter how good of stuff you got. If you're not a good person, you're probably not going to sell very much at the end of the day. So, I mean, it's important no matter what. I mean, your name makes a big part of what you're going to accomplish.
So this question wasn't on the list I gave you all, so bear with me here as I work through it. But one thing that's kind of been in the back of my mind as you both have been talking is Bob Loomis, right? So, famous in the horse world, famous in the Longhorn world. Is that a surprise to you, or are you just like, yeah, totally, that makes sense?
So it's pretty cool about Bob Loomis because the eliminator checks we had is a Bob Loomis bred bull. And like, I've heard the name early on. I was like, man, Loomis, that sounds familiar. That sounds so familiar. And I'm like, it's not the Longhorn side. Where do I know that name? And when we started putting pieces of the puzzle, it's like light bulb. Oh, he's a horse guy. He's a well-known horse guy. Okay. So we haven't had the chance to go to his ranch yet. I know.
Yeah, we haven't really talked to him or anything yet, but we've heard his name prior to getting into the Longhorns, and we didn't know. We could not figure it out at the beginning because we're like, man, this sounds so familiar, but we've been putting those pieces together now. But it was kind of interesting to see somebody else heavily involved with the horses also involved with the Longhorns.
Yeah.
Well, I think I could be wrong, but I think he's in the Hall of Fame for both different organizations. So
he is.
Maybe something in you all's future.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's one thing I will say with the rebrand on the Longhorn side. We're pushing more towards the breeding side of things. This breeding stuff is fun. And
Breeder of the Year would be cool.
Breeder of the Year would be cool. And just to see, wow, if 7 ranches have something that we put together for them and seeing that brand go on for, 10, 15 years, I think that'd be pretty fun for us to go, look what we did. Look at the smile on so-and-so's face now because that's now that ranch's foundation cow. And it's pretty fun.
I just think, for breeders too, how cool is it to see your prefix or, however you decide to kind of name your animals to suit your ranch, to see those out there, 10 generations from now still making an impact and everything too. I think that's something I always thought would be, a good feeling.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I know
hopefully one day.
I know we got to figure out how to come up with some catchy names before too long. We got quite a few calves hitting the ground this year.
Well, let's talk a little bit about just kind of daily routine. I feel like that's one topic we haven't touched on. So what does a normal day look like for each of you or for both of you with both the horses to train and the cattle to check? I think horse folks, I hear, love workflow, while cattle folks, more like the system. So I'm curious on your feedback.
Everything kind of gets done all day, every day. I mean, we're out with the Longhorns all day, every day, it seems like. And then I usually do my horse stuff in the evening to ride them and exercise and work on them and do all of that. Because usually during the day, we're out and about, either running errands. And if we're home, we are out with the cows. I mean, that's just what we do. I mean, we're either dropping some cubes for them or just kind of, we'll just walk through the pastures with them and kind of just see what they're doing. But I don't want to say any day is the same. I mean, it's just not. When you have animals, it just doesn't work like that. I mean, you can say you have a system and whatnot, but you can plan your day and it's probably not going to go that way. But every day, I mean, we get up, we feed our kiddo. He likes to do their alfalfa and stuff at nighttime. We do alfalfa every evening. Everybody gets a flake each, and that's his bread and butter. He likes to go feed his cows, so we let him do that. But during the day, I mean, we're just always messing with everybody. We kind of just bounce around throughout the cows and the horses all day. But
taking 500 pictures, trying to find the right one to put on the website.
Yeah, we both take a lot of pictures.
What's your favorite thing to do out with either breed?
I love, which I just started doing this here recently, but we have a back treed area, and I used to not really ride back there because my horses are scared of everything if it's not in an arena for some reason. But I've been riding back out in the trees, and it has been so relaxing. And I really like just spending that time with my horses. I think, honestly, just being on the back of a horse, just for me, I mean, that's my happy place. So I think his is out in a pasture.
Mine's up at the Longhorn. We have a heifer we bought last year at, where did we get Miley? Legends. This is my girl. I mean, she's a big fan, and she'll meet me at the gate every day. I'll feed her out of my hand, whatever, scratch all over her. That's my biggest thing. I'll just go sit in the field all day with them, and we don't, some people are like, well, why would you hand feed them and all that? We get that. But our thing is we have our 8-year-old son that loves being around them. So we'd like them to be as friendly as possible and used to people as possible.
But they need to give us space.
But they need to understand space and that their horns are 9 foot out that way and they hurt. So my biggest thing is my happy place is just working with the cows, even if it's not pushing them through the chute, stuff like that, just spending time with them out in the field and just watching them.
Seeing socialization.
Seeing them, and then
it's a hard word.
It's also fun too, because how this cow looked 6 months ago, she doesn't look anything like it now. So just seeing all the different colors and the horn growth, and I'm very big on about every 3 weeks to a month, let's measure longhorns. I don't know why. It's just, I like just having tabs almost and looking back at, wow, look, we grew 9 inches in this year. Just stuff like that brings me a lot of happiness.
It's the statistics that Brittany mentioned. They'll come in handy. You can continue to assess them and figure out what's working.
Yep, absolutely. And I believe it was y'all that posted it on Facebook about, keeping up to date on these measurements and pictures, stuff, how it brings more people in and stuff like that. And it's just, she gets a little, I want to say grumpy at me, but I'm very big on, okay, let's update this picture now. It's been a month. Oh, okay, let's update this measurement now. I just like to stay on top of the Longhorn side of stuff.
Yeah, you would be surprised how much it helped. You should go look at your little animal views report and kind of track if the ones higher on the list are ones you recently updated.
Yep, I need to.
Well, prior to today's podcast, when we were preparing, I asked you both about some of your favorite tools. You both listed the PNC chute as your favorite ranch tool. Tell me a little bit about how that fits in and, what you like about it.
It's been amazing. I'll be honest, when we first got into Longhorns, our working chute were 2 panels. We would just push them together.
And hope it worked.
And hope we didn't get kicked. We actually just got the PNC chute system
a few months ago.
Yeah, 4 months ago, somewhere around there.
Not even that, I don't think. But it's
a lifesaver.
Yeah. I mean, my kiddo, Timber, he helps with it. I mean, it just gives us a little peace of mind. I mean, it's safe and it's easy. I mean, it's not complicated. And I feel like the average Joe can do whatever they want with their cow if you have one. It's just, I mean, we're still learning, and it's made a world of difference for us. I mean, it made our life a lot easier.
Oh, absolutely. And, we went through Dan on that, and he helped us a lot, and he's always his phone call away if we need something or have a question. He's helped us with that. And the two gentlemen that set it up for us from PNC gave us some good ideas. So now we have more panels and stuff coming.
Nice. That's awesome. Kale, you mentioned that one of your favorites is a heifer you bought at the Legend sale. And let's just talk a little bit. Let's have you each pick your 3 favorites on the ranch right now and tell me who they are, what bloodlines they're from, and why they're your favorite for both the Longhorns and the horses, please.
So the heifer I talked about, we got her Legends from Diamond B. Her name is DB Mermaid Smiley. She's a drop box out of Texas Mermaid. And it's kind of cool because it was at the very beginning of our revamp, like not publicly yet, but we knew what we were doing.
Kind of.
We knew we wanted to go a different direction. And so we bought her there at that auction, and she was just a sweetheart since day one, but just knowing that she was kind of the stepping stone for us to go the direction we wanted to go, she's just been a favorite.
And who else?
And then she won us a trailer too, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Take that.
I'm a big fan of Awesome Attraction. She's one we got from Bentwood. She's Cowboy Tough Checks out of Awesome Trixie cow. And I'm a big fan of the up and out horns, and she fits it perfectly. She's 5 years old, 92.5 inches of that, and beautiful color, beautiful body. She's just awesome to look at. Then Chex is up there, but as my cow, I'm probably going to have to go Rose Blossom. We just picked up Rose Blossom from Bentwood, and she's spectacular. Like, I mean, people always say, oh, pictures don't do it justice. And that's true. We've seen pictures of something like, ooh, no, never in the seat in person. She's one of those cows. Once you see her in person, you're like, holy cow.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she's a Cowboy Tough Checks out of that HR Slams Rose.
Yeah.
And pictures don't do that cow justice. I mean,
she's 100 inches in horn. She's big body, great udder, great feet.
Yeah, she's probably one of my favorites too. And I love our Helma Suppressive cow. I've been obsessed with her since I saw her. And she's just got a great disposition. And she's out of that Dio Miss Grand cow. And I mean, she just don't miss. I mean, that's just an impressive animal. And then as far as like my horses go, pretty much all my favorites are by the Goodbye Lane. And they are all bred a little differently on the maternal line. I won't get too much into that, but they all come from a strong maternal line as far as the barrel horses go. And then I have a mare that's very near and dear to my heart that got hurt a couple years ago. She broke a couple bones in her foot, and the coffin bone, navicular bone, and her pastern from kicking an H brace. And she was my number 1 horse at the time before she got hurt. But she's by a stud called Frenchman's Fabulous, who goes back to Sunfrost, which has been a big part in our industry also, the Sunfrost line. So yeah, those are kind of my favorites, and I don't know, they're all kind of tied together some way. So,
does she have a forever home on your ranch?
Oh yes, she's the one that's actually been at the vet more than she's been here. She'll never be leaving. I actually, before I bought her, they had flushed some embryos from her, and I actually bought one of the colts that she had prior to me buying her, and he's 3 this year. So I'm kind of excited about her babies, and I have one coming this coming spring. Well, in a month or so is when that baby will hit the ground. So I'm excited to finally have one of my own from her hit the ground that I bred.
Nice. I know a lot of folks don't like to kind of show their hand, but is there anything that you can tell us about the genetics that you are planning to continue to add, or any big moves that you're planning to make in 2026 that you can share with our listeners?
We are still working on that. I I want to get a bull calf, hopefully, out of the Helmus Impressive cow. I would really like for her to give us one of those. So we're going to breed her conventionally, I think, after we're done doing our flushing, which we'll be done with that soon. So I'm really hoping to get her genetics thrown into our herd a little bit. But besides that, we're still kind of working out the details on everything. I mean, we've got so much to go over still and talk to Justin about and decide which direction we're going to go. I mean, we've got a couple things lined up, but nothing's set in stone yet.
We know what, I want to say we know. There's a few bulls we like, but I'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah.
We really don't know. We really haven't said, yes, here's, let's put it all on red. This is what we're doing, kind of.
We're still tossing everything around.
Yeah.
So.
We think we know what we're doing, and then we'll backtrack and
we have like 5 colluder calves, I think, hitting the ground from what we bought from Bentwood. So we're excited about that to see what those turn out to be like. But besides that, we don't know. We still haven't figured out what we're doing after those calves hit the ground, which we got to figure that out pretty soon. So
yeah, they'll be calving in April.
Mm-hmm.
Any big plans for events you haven't gotten to attend before that you're going to go to for the first time, or futurities you're going to enter, or races that you're going to, anything like that?
Yeah, we're going to the Eddie Wood. We're going to go check that out. We're just going to go. I don't know if we're going to buy anything or anything like that, but we're going to go socialize and check it all out. And we're talking about Glendenning's. I think we're going to go to Glendenning's this year.
And what's that one down in Austin? Can't remember now.
Treasure?
Yep. The Texas Treasure Sale.
Yeah, last year I think we went to Horn Showcase and Legends, and that's all we went to. And this year, kind of, whether we're not touring or buying or not buying, it'd just be nice to kind of go socialize and, hey, how are you? We're the face behind Broken Oak.
Yeah, we just want to go meet people now. And maybe buy a couple animals here and there. We'll see. And then as far as the horse side, I mean, there's big events all throughout the year, and I'm probably going to go to a lot of the same ones that I went to last year: the Pink Buckle, Ruby Buckle, Royal Crown, and then pro rodeos all summer. And now actually I'm up at Odessa for the Sandhill Stock Show on Monday.
Go to Nashville's rodeo, maybe.
Yeah, I'll go to Nashville again in May, and then I'm up at the Denver Stock Show in 2 weeks. Yeah. So we're busy.
Well, since we're on video, I can see a bronze, I think, on your fireplace mantle. Did you all win one last year at the Horn Showcase? Ooh, nice. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We bought her from the Pace. She's Mr. Big Stuff out of...
No, she's an MC
Hanging Tough out of the
she goes
PCC Dazzle Doll. I think's her mom.
Maybe. I don't remember. She goes back to PCC Dark Sky. But she's cool. But she's probably going to end up being a recip cow for us now. She doesn't really fit in with what we want to do, but she's a great cow. I mean, she's a great milker. She's got cool horn. She
got a lot of total horn.
Yeah, she has a lot of total horn. But she's really cool, and she's a very sweet cow.
Yeah.
When you all aren't at events in person, do you ever join us online on Hired Hand Live for any sales?
We do.
Yep, we have
every single one.
Yeah, even that one that we bought from Legends, I had to leave early, and I actually tuned in online and bought her offline because I had to leave for my son's football game. So I did it that way.
Yeah.
But we are always kind of fiddling, and we always watch the lives on the Hired Hand stuff. So,
what's the craziest place you've ever watched a sale from?
Probably Nashville. We've seen where was Nashville?
No. I don't know. I really liked when I left. I was kind of cool watching the Legend sale because I was there, and then I got to see it from the live too. And I don't know, it was kind of fun.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your Hired Hand powered website. So you chose a Hired Hand site for both your horses and your Longhorns. Tell me a little bit about just what excites you about, our features for each and how you plan to continue to build your new brand over the coming year.
I really like how easy it is to navigate. It's so easy. I mean, everything's lined out so clear, and you can find exactly what you're looking for pretty fast. But I'm excited to keep adding to it, and I want to add more tabs to it to kind of make it even easier to sort through our cows. But that's what I like about it so much. I mean, it's just so easy. I mean, it's easy for us to add stuff when we need to, and it's so user friendly for us. I mean, I'm always on there fiddling with stuff.
And it's nice too, because like whenever we have a question, y'all are just email or call away, and it usually gets handled pretty quick. So that's not the customer service side of stuff has been pretty good. I'm not tech savvy at all. She kind of does all that. So it's nice when I don't know what's going on, she'll reach out and it gets handled.
So you're asking her to update all those measurements and all those pictures.
I do all that.
I will have that
he just
website
hands it to me.
I feel like Angie needs to get you squared away so you can at least do that.
We should probably probably teach him.
Him have better luck teaching our kiddo. He'd probably know it better.
Well, let's end here on a kind of more of a fun note. We're going to go through kind of your favorite things that we prepared before the podcast. So, Kale, you said some of your favorite movies were Tombstone, 8 Seconds, Young Guns. I'm seeing a theme here. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. What is it about those films, or maybe a scene or a character that sticks with you?
I think my love for those movies came from my grandpa. Both sides of my grandparents. I remember all summer, that's what was on TV, because when we were home eating lunch stuff, that was on there. And Young Guns, I'm a real big fan of Emilio Estevez. He plays Billy the Kid in it. And he's just, I've always been fascinated with Billy the Kid, because they said, oh, he's dead in Hico. Oh, he's dead in Arizona. Oh, he never turned in. Oh, he never got shot. So I've always been I love history, and I love the Old West and cowboys and all that. So just seeing all that stuff and the gunfighting, even as a young kid, it's always, oh, this is awesome. This is cool. I would love if I can go back in time, I'd go back to that era of life, just to simpler times, no technology, nothing like that. You're in the moment. A handshake is worth more than a contract. And the stuff like that, I've always loved. And I don't know, Young Guns, honestly, is probably one of my absolute favorite movies. I've probably showed it to her 400 times. Like, I will watch it every night, and it just, I don't know, it's always been like a home movie for me, like a slow down, enjoy the moment, and watch it, and that's why I love it.
So, Brittany, yours also had a theme here with Secretariat, Seabiscuit, Urban Cowboy, Yellowstone. Like, I can probably guess, but tell me why they're your favorites.
They tug at my heartstrings mostly. Yellowstone's a little different, I feel like, because there's just a lot more going on in that movie. I like the action in it and the twists and the turns and all that. But as far as like Seabiscuit and Secretariat, those pull up my heartstrings, but mostly because I feel like I've been in those shoes a few different times, and I feel like it was kind of more relatable for like what I do and my horses, and when they get hurt and you get hurt, and for some reason it always happens that way, which it's kind of odd, but it is. That's how it works. But that's it. I mean, they just pull up my heartstrings. I like a good movie that makes me cry a little.
Urban Cowboy, before she watched it, I was like, it's going to piss you off.
Yeah, he showed me Urban Cowboy.
It's going to make you mad.
It definitely pissed me off.
And she's loved it ever since.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's hard, though. It's hard to watch when you live and work on a ranch. It's hard to watch movies that are trying to recreate that life, and you can see every little thing, that
they shouldn't be doing.
Well, that's like, I'm the sixth generation in the oil field industry, and I spent 8 years of my life traveling all over the world. And they came out with this show called The Landman, and it was like, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. And I'm like, I will get pissed off. I'm not going to watch it. It's going to bother me, and I'll be up all night.
Yeah, I think you're like the third or fourth person I've heard say that they like refuse to watch it because of their work history.
Well, that's like Yellowstone. I've never seen Yellowstone. I've heard it's great.
It'll piss you off in some parts.
But I've never seen Yellowstone. It's not like I'm not a rancher by any means. It's just, I don't know. I know how Northwest Oklahoma was. I don't know how, what are they, Montana? I don't know how that ranch stuff works, so I'm not going to watch it. I need to. She'll make me watch it eventually.
Oh.
Well, speaking of Montana, you listed your dream ranch destination as Douglas Lake Ranch. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I was working in North Dakota 3 years ago now, 4. And I would drive through Montana a lot. And I believe they run one of the largest cattle and horse operations in Montana, if not the United States. And just from, I mean, even pictures online, you can look it up. They have a website and all that too. But I've always felt like Montana's home, which is kind of crazy to say, but I love the cold. I will spend time in North Dakota, Montana, wherever. Give me negative 60 degrees. I'm fine with that. But it's just so beautiful. And to me, I feel like real cow, I better use that softly, but the terrain and stuff up in Montana and I believe they have over 80,000 acres or give or take more than that. Just to be able to manage that type of property with the cattle they have, the horses they have, the cowboys on horseback, it's incredible. I mean, it's always caught my attention. I've driven by parts of that ranch. It's beautiful, well taken care of. And I would love to spend 6 months there if I could, just to learn and see it all take place and fold into place.
Brittany, you answered King Ranch to that same question. Tell me a little bit about why that legendary spot is the first thing you'd want to see or what you'd want to learn.
Honestly, because it's legendary. I mean, you hear about it your whole life growing up for the most part. I mean, it's a big part of history. I mean, I would love to go down there and just see it and understand how things happened and what happened down there. I mean, I just think there's so much history there to be learned. I mean, I just think it'd be so cool to actually step foot on that property.
Well, we also asked you both if you could invite anyone to dinner, dead or alive, who it would be. And you listed Wyatt Earp. That was your answer, Kale. And Ashley Schaefer was yours, Brittany. So tell us a little bit about how you think the conversation between the 4 of you would go and what you would talk about and why they were your picks.
So Ashley Schaefer is a horse trainer, a very well-known horse trainer in our industry. And she's one of those people, she just seems super real. And she kind of goes with the flow and does her thing, and she kicks everybody's butts while she's doing it. But she seems like she's just got one of those really cool personalities. Like, you can talk about anything under the sun with her. Like, she just seems like a really down to earth person. I've talked to her a few different times just in passing at the barrel races and jackpots and stuff. And she's just a very genuine person. And I think all of us at the table would probably be a very interesting conversation. I feel like that would pull from a lot of different backgrounds, and I think it'd be really fun. I don't know. I don't know much about Wyatt Earp. I'm not familiar with stuff like that, so you'll have to tag in on that one.
You know, just like I said, old history guy, you know, did he kill who they said he killed? Did he not? Was, you know, just to understand how he became an outlaw to a lawman and stuff like that. And just the stories. I can sit at a table all day. I mean, like, even with Richard that day, I could sit there all day and listen to someone talk. That's just how I am. And
talk yourself.
Yeah, I talk a little bit. But just to understand the lifestyle and to see the world through someone else's eyes, I think it'd be amazing to see what it would be like and feel like back then and understand the history better.
Yeah, I think all of our backgrounds would make for a very interesting conversation on that table.
What would you serve to eat?
Steak or ribs.
She likes my ribs.
He makes great ribs.
I don't eat vegetables, you know, named after one. I can't eat them. Definitely meat and potatoes, some beans.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything we haven't gone over today that you all would like our listeners to know, whether it be on the Longhorn side or the horse side or your rebrand in general?
Really, we have a lot more coming, and we're excited for when everything falls into place and we get to share it.
my advice to any of these smaller breeders or even bigger ones, do what you love and love what you do.
And ask questions.
Ask questions and don't be afraid to put your foot down and defend yourself if you need to. I mean, we're all in this industry and we're doing it because we love these Longhorns. We're doing it because we love these horses. And that's the thing that everyone needs to realize. We're all with each other because we love what we're doing for the industries. And enjoy it, have fun, and smile.
Are you all open for visitors?
We are. I'm home most every day. If she's not at the vet, we're both home. So,
Or if I'm not on the road.
yeah,
I have to go a lot.
She's gone all summer, but I'm home. So, yeah, if anyone would love to come down, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I think we don't have all the girls here yet, but come April or so.
March or April.
Yeah.
They'll be here, and then a few others that we have up our sleeves, we'll get them later on in the year.
Yep.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us. And thank you, listeners, for joining us on From the Pasture with Hired Hand. We hope you enjoyed this visit to Broken Oak Ranch and learned something new about the world of Longhorns, performance horses, and the families who are blending both into modern ranch life. If you liked today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. You can always explore more stories from the pasture by visiting our website or following us on social media. Until next time, remember to appreciate the pastures you roam and the traditions that make them special.